Welcome back to Gannon's. I've got another really nice lithograph of a very, very famous horse from, I'd have to say, the 20th century, because it became famous in the very early days of the 20th century. Dan Patch. It's hard to imagine a time when the whole country paid attention to harness racing. It was huge, not just at county fairs, but all around, really. And Dan Patch set a track record for a mile of 1:55 that wasn't even equaled for 30 years. Now they're running about 9 seconds faster than that all these years later, I mean a century later, but this guy was huge. He was sold in 1900 for the unheard of record-setting price of $20,000, and then again 2 years later for $60,000. They were both records at the time, and this horse absolutely dominated harness racing, so much so that he had to be used just for exhibitions because nobody would enter their horses to run against him. And here's the last thing that's so remarkable. I believe it was in 1916 when he passed. His owner was so bereft that he died within 24 hours of the great horse's passing. He lived in what can only be referred to as a mansion, Savage, Minnesota. Those of you from Minnesota or aficionados of harness racing, of course, you'll know exactly who this horse is. This is a contemporary lithograph, contemporary with his life, not contemporary of now. It's a proper lithograph that is covered in blown glass, cylinder glass, not modern float glass. It's quite remarkable. We ended up with it here in Fort Myers, Florida. It's fresh to market, and as you can see, it's got the outer frame may be a little newer, but I believe the glass is contemporary with the piece. It's now available, and as you can see, there's really no damage. It's got some age, a tiny little bit of foxing, but all in all, it's in really good condition. And believe me, I know more about harness racing and famous horses than I ever thought I would. This is really, really cool.